Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to Tarot Card of the Week. And we've got a big card, another, I'm going to call them a trump card because that's what they are in this particular deck. We're back to my old faithfuls, the Thoth Tarot, and we have the Aeon, and this is the only deck that has this card, so it isn't in any other deck. And again, that's the difference between some of the decks. They're very subtle, and the trump cards or the major arcana might have different representatives in that deck. So here is the Aeon. There's a lot going on in this card. Look how big that card looks. It covers my face. Look at this card. This is a really, really interesting card to explore. We start at the bottom, we've got the three birthing processes down here, almost as if they're in musical notes, and they represent the three different ages. There is the birthing, then there's the maturity, and then there's the aging. Hopefully I've got them in the right order. Yep. And so that's the stages of life. And then we have this sort of effervescent, ethereal overlay on the top of the god in the background there, which is the beaked Greek god, which I think is Horos with the head of the bird there. So we've got this ethereal image on the top, and then we've got the stretched figure over that, this human figure in the background. Very orange, so a very physical card. And we've got a base center here, and we've got the egg. So there's lots going on in this card, lots going on. And so the Aeon is about stepping into the new. And so it's great to have this card here at the beginning of the new year, because we all come into the new year a little bit like this ethereal being, thinking. Blue around the crown is about thinking. And it also represents maybe a little bit of a confused mind or a worried mind. And so as we come into the new year, I think we're all going to be asking, well, what's this year going to be like? Because we've had 3 years that have been changed forever. We can never turn back time, but we've had to come to terms with a new way of living, a new way of being. You've possibly lost loved ones. I know in the second year of lockdown, I had 3 of my lovely friends pass away very quickly within months of each other, quite literally one a month. And of course, you're at that time where there was no funerals or ceremonies because of COVID, because of what was going on. It was really quite a dramatic, dynamic time. And there's just this whole process where this particular ethereal being is thinking, well, what is next year going to be? In the background, the God energy is about coming into your own sovereignty. So when we think about gods and goddesses, it's not that we are acting or we want to be a particular god or goddess, but what we want to really tap into is our own sovereignty. And what that means is that we have to own ourselves. We own our power, our processes, our thinking. And so maybe now, as we're on the cusp of this new year, is a time to really look at your own personal power. This particular god has a wonderful staff in his hands, and where his headdress is, it's all around the throat center here. So this ethereal being is not only thinking about where they're going and the birthing process that lies ahead, but it's also, how am I going to speak? What's my foundation in terms of my earth, star and base chakra, because it's in between the 2 spaces there. But we've got this whole throat process going on. And it's now time at the start of the year to really look at who you want to be and that could be your new hobbies, new delights, new features you're bringing into your life, new careers, new location, new partnerships, new friendships, new children, new birthing, new businesses. Everything is really new. But we have to really have a desire. We have to own it. And so therefore we are our own God or goddess. So bringing ourselves back to our sovereignty, to our throat center. Isn't it interesting? I'm talking about all of that, and here's my throat clogging up. So I have to obviously look at me owning my own power and how I'm going to express myself in the year coming ahead. With the ethereal being, there's a little bit of, is it male, feminine? And one thing about Aleister Crowley, he wasn't really defining sexuality as male or female, so it could be either or, but there is an element of a pregnancy here, a swollen tummy. I have to say I have a Buddha tummy, a Buddha belly, which is not pregnancy, but you know, I do rub my Buddha belly. I find it very comforting because I know that my sacral center is my place of my power, my base center is my place of security, and my solar plexus is my place of confidence. So I do really treasure this lower half of my body. And so, what are you going to be birthing in 2023? What projects are you going to be putting out into the universe? What projects are you going to be sharing? And how are you going to talk about that? How are you going to speak about those projects? This card is such an interesting card, and it can't be underestimated as to the importance of it. We have the Trinity, we have the triangle. I'm just going to go down to the very base of the card there. So we've got the triangle there, and to me that's the Trinity. Again, we've got this wonderful musical shape at the bottom with the three elements, which could also be the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And so where do we come from? Where are we going? And what's our connection to the universe? And that might be part of this bit up here. What is my connection? Do I have faith and trust in what is being shown to me? It's a really complex card. It's a really beautiful card. You could look at this card for a long time. And again, I'm going to come back to look through the card, not just at the card, because the more you look into the card, the more you'll see those images. So hopefully you can stop and really focus on the card and see what intuitive messages you get from this particular card. But taking stock of who you are for the next year, looking at your sovereignty and owning who you are is really important. And then how you're going to express that will really start to shine through. So time to reflect over the weekend, time to put into action as the week comes through, and certainly as January itself transits through and you are applying all of your wonderful goals and aspirations for the year ahead. Hopefully you will be speaking in a completely different way and owning who you are for the future. So that is our card, our first tarot card for 2023. I hope you've enjoyed that particular reading. Any comments? Again, just pop them below, and we'll see you the next time here on this little video clips of the tarot card of the week. Until the next time, take care for now. Namaste.